For the cheapest coins with fast delivery and quick customer support, check out my sponsor, Red Zone Coins, and use code SWIFT at checkout for 20% off.
Social family, and today I'm coming back at you guys with another Madden 20 video on the channel, and in today's video I've got a set of insane coin making methods to share with you guys. The first one is a risk-free set, which I've actually never talked about on the channel before. The second one is a very nice reroll method, and the final one is honestly just a really fun method that I'm excited to share with you guys. Definitely watch this video all the way through. I was actually thinking of splitting up some of these methods and actually saving them for next week's video, but you guys are going to be getting a ton of value in this one, and I'm super excited to share these methods with you guys. Before I do, all I ask of you is that you hit that like button down below. It helps the channel more than you can imagine, and if you have been enjoying the coin making methods all year long, hit that sub button so you don't miss out on any of them in the future. As well, drop a notification squad comment if you are a Noti gang. You guys know I love notification squad, and without further ado, let's hop into the first method of today's video. So for method number one, we're actually going to be in the free agency section of the sets. We're going to go over to the exchange tab, and we're going to be doing this 87 to 94 overall free agency player exchange with zero risk. I want to give a shout out to my guy James Brock for sending me this method on Twitter. If you guys have any methods and you want to be featured in a video, hit me up on Instagram or on Twitter, and if it's a good method, you might end up getting featured. So what I mean by risk-free when I'm explaining this method is essentially we're going to be able to complete the set at the same price as the lowest overall pull you can get. So if you get unlucky and you pull an 87 when you do complete this set, you break even. It's no big deal, but you have the chance to pull some more expensive cards, 88s, 89s, 90s, 92s, and if you get any of those pulls, you're going to be profitable by doing this method. So the first thing that I like to see when I'm doing any method is I need to see what my pulls are going to be selling for. So we're going to go into the store right here, and I'm going to take a look at the price of these free agency cards, and once we see that, we're going to be able to see if this method is profitable, and we can kind of work backwards, similarly to what we do with the MUT Heroes method. So as you guys will see, we go to program free agency, and the cheapest cards are going to be selling for around 8,000 coins, and that's if you get unlucky and pull an 87, but again, you have the chance of pulling something more expensive. 87s right now are selling at around 7.9k, and then as we scroll down, 88s, 89s, 90s, 92s are all way more expensive. If we get one of those pulls, we are going to be pretty profitable by doing this method. So now that we know these cards are selling for around 7.5 thousand coins, we need to work backwards, and there's 7 cards that are required in the set, meaning that I want to try and buy my cards at around 1,000 coins per to ensure that we spend about 7,000 coins each time we complete the set. Now, I have already done the bidding and bought all the cards that were required to actually get this set done 5 times. As you guys can see, I was able to get 83s, 82s, all at a really good deal. In my opinion, the best filter to take a look at is 82 to 83, filtered down by Legends. I was able to get tons of 82s and 83s at a really good price. I also took a look at some 84s. As you guys can see, we got a couple for a pretty good deal. Team of the week, filtered down by 82 to 83, was also pretty good. But as you guys will see, we bought each of these cards at around 1,000 coins. I'm not going to bore you guys by going into the auction house and buying all these players, but when you are getting your players for the sets, again, take a look at the 82 to 83 filter, filtered down by Legends, Team of the Week, as well as Core Elite, and you should be able to get a pretty solid amount of snipes. I also had to filter down by all offense and all defense when I did that. So take a look at those filters, get your snipes, and once you have your snipes, you should be able to get the set done for around 7,000 coins each. Now, I'm going to put in the cards that are required to get the sets done, and I will see you guys when we open up the packs to see how much profit we're going to be able to make off of this. I just finished completing the sets, and as you guys can see, we have 6 of these 87 to 94 overall free agency packs to open. If we get something other than an 87 out of these, we are going to be profiting. Off the first one, we got an 87, so that's going to be a little bit unlucky. To be honest, I haven't opened up these packs a ton, so I'm not exactly sure how amazing our odds are going to be, but hopefully we can get a couple of pulls that are better than an 87. Again, this is absolutely risk-free, so if we do pull 87s, we aren't going to be losing out on much, but we started off with 3 87 overall pulls to begin, so that is definitely quite unlucky. Let's hope we can turn the luck around on the final 3 packs. Hopefully we get like a 90 plus out of this, as we're getting another 87. My goodness, it doesn't get much more unlucky than that. Let's see if we can turn it around on the last 2 packs. Another 87. EA Sports does not like me at all. To close it out, can we get something other than an 87? It looks like we're going to be getting a 92 overall Jack Conklin. So we're going to be pretty profitable with that 92. Again, all the 87s are basically just free cards. We're basically just going to sell them on the auction block, and we're not going to lose out on anything. But let's see how much the 92 is selling for. And basically, however much he sells for is how much profit we're going to make. He's selling for around 20,000 coins. Again, that cost us around 7k to complete. So we make about 12 to 13k off of that card. Again, we got a little bit unlucky with our pulls. We honestly got all 87s before the 92, so that's definitely pretty unlucky. You guys should be able to get a little bit better odds, but it is what it is. It's a first coin making method of today's video, a risk-free way to open up this pack, and let's move on to method number 2 of the vid. So method number 2 is actually a reroll method, which has been going around the community quite a bit. You guys might have already seen it on a couple of other people's YouTube channels, and there are honestly tons and tons of people that have posted this method. I'm going to try and credit as many people as possible down below in the description. If I miss out on someone, let me know in the comment section and I'll add their link to the description. But essentially what we're going to need to do to start this method off is we're going to need to get cheap training. I prefer, or I like to buy 97 overall player at a price of around 60,000 coins if possible, and I'm going to probably buy 2 of these 97s right here, and we're gonna roll all the trading that we get from these into a pack, which I will show you guys in just a second. So step number 1 is to get these players at around 60k. I am recording this at midnight, so again, it's gonna be a little bit more dead on the market. You guys should be able to find these cards for around 60k. I'm gonna overpay a tiny bit just so we can get into the method. I can actually show you guys these steps, but ideally, you wanna buy each of these cards for around 60,000 coins, which means your initial spend or your upfront cost is gonna be 120k, and when you quick sell both of them for training, the amount of training you're going to get is 96,600. Now with that 96,600 training, we're going to go into the training section of the store and we're going to be ripping this pack right here, the Theme Diamond 2 set piece. Now this pack is going to cost us 1,730 training points, so essentially right off the bat, we're going to be able to open up this pack 55 times. I'm going to hop into what I do with every single card I pull or every single overall grouping that I pull out of this pack in just a second, but what I'm going to do off camera is I'm going to rip through this. We're going to open it up 55 times because that's how much training we were able to purchase, and then I'm going to show you guys everything that I do with each of the pulls we get out of these, and I'll show you guys how we're able to make coins by doing this method. So I'll catch you guys in just a second once I've opened this up 55 times, and then I'll show you everything I do with each of the pulls. So I'll see you guys in just a second once I've ripped this pack. So I just finished that roll. We have 55 cards in our item binder. Unfortunately, we pulled 0 90 plus players. Like, how unlucky is that? Out of 55 cards, 0 90 pluses. EA has not been very nice to me today. When you guys do your roll, I hope you guys get better pulls than this, but we'll see how much coins we're able to make off of this on not even a very good roll. So to start with, I'm going to go from lowest overall to highest overall when I explain what you guys should be doing with each card that you get. Now to start with your low overall cards, we're going to come to the NFL Combine section, and we're going to be completing this random Combine standout token. Now as you guys can see, this is going to require 4 80 to 82 overall pulls, so you're going to put any of your low overall pulls into this set right here. We have tons of them because we didn't get too lucky on our roll, so we're going to be able to complete this a couple of times, and then we're going to put our 83 overall players that are the least expensive into this. We rip this pack, and it doesn't really matter what you pull. The majority of the time, you're going to pull a really low overall card, and that is going to be totally fine. We pulled 85 Michael Burton, which is to be expected. If you pull something better than like an 87, then maybe you could sell it on the auction block, but the majority of the time that you're doing this, you're going to be putting the card that you get into a set that I'm just about to show you guys in a second. So let's see if we can get out of pack number 2. I mean, hopefully it's something decent, but I'm not really expecting too much, as we get an 86 Jamel Dean, and let's put the remainder of our lower overall cards into this set right here. We've got a couple of 81s and 82s, and then we're going to put our final 83 player that is required for this set. So we're going to put Garrett Bradbury into that. We're going to open this pack up. Hopefully it's something better than what we got earlier, but let's see what it ends up being here. Not really too worried about this, as we get an 85 overall Amir Abdullah. So now that we've done that, that's just kind of a way to get rid of your lower overall cards while still getting some pretty solid value from them. And once you've done that, you're going to put your 2 lowest overall pulls into this set right here. If you guys have enough to complete the set twice, then do it twice. I only have enough to get it done one time. I'm going to pick basically any collectible. It doesn't really matter. The reason why we're doing this is so we can quick sell our token for 10,000 coins. I'm not going to sell it yet because we're going to sell all our stuff at the end of the video, but that is going to be step number 1. That is going to be what you guys do with the lowest overall cards that you have. Now next up, we're going to be working on some of the higher overall players than that. That's going to be the 85 to the 86 overall pulls. Now in my opinion, there's a few different things you can do with those pulls. In my opinion, I kind of just like to sell them on the auction block. What you could do is you could quick sell them for trading if you want to. I'm just going to quick sell them on the auction block, so I'm going to take a look at the prices of all these 85 to 86s, and I'll catch you guys once I've done that, and we'll count up our total for the 85 to 86s, and we'll write that down so we can see how much we're able to make off of this method. So I just went through the prices of all of our 85 to 86 overall players. Jamel Dean was actually decently expensive at about 8k. A lot of them were selling for around 3 to 5,000 coins. Basically all of them were, other than one card here, and that's the Larry Fitzgerald, who was actually selling for about 12,000 coins right now, as you guys can see up on the auction block. So I calculated it out. We had quite a few 85 to 86s, as you guys can see right here, and we ended up making about 52,000 coins when we were to sell all these 85 to 86s. That's like the Matt Paradis. As we continue to scroll here, Steven Nelson, Marquez Valdez-Scantling, Daniel Jones, Clay Matthews. There was quite a few of them that we can sell on the auction block. As you guys can see, these three cards right here, the Derek Wolf. So I did all the math, and it ended up being 52,000 coins when we added up all those. I also did the math on our extra 84 overall cards. The majority of the time, I would actually just keep the 84s and use them for another roll, but for the sake of the video, we want to see exactly how much we made in total. So I just added up the 83 to 84 overall players. So that ended up being 6, as you guys can see, 83 to 84 overall cards. I just assume they're all selling for around 2,000 coins, so that's an additional 12,000 coins. So now we should have at this point cleared out all of our lower overall cards, and you should just be left with 87 plus overall players, and that's when the fun, in my opinion, kind of starts to get going. So essentially what we're going to do with some of our higher overall cards, basically our 87 plus cards, is we're going to navigate to the exchange section, and we're going to complete some of these exchange sets right here. As you guys can see, there are a few exchange sets you guys can complete. The first one is going to be this one. It's going to require 3 87 to 88 overall cards. It's going to give you an 89 to a 90, and essentially all you guys are going to do is continue to do these exchange sets in the hopes of pulling an expensive card until you get to this one right here. And once you get this one done and you end up with a 93 to 94 overall card, you're going to sell that player on the auction block. But while you do these exchange sets, it's important that you guys take a look at the prices of your pulls as well as the prices of the cards you're putting in, because you don't want to miss out on selling a really expensive card on the auction block. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm just going to take a quick sift through my item binder, and I'm just going to make sure that I don't have any super expensive cards in there that we ended up pulling before we end up starting with these exchange sets. So I'm just going to take a quick second to take a look at these prices just to make sure that we don't have any expensive cards, because you wouldn't want to miss out on an expensive pull which you can sell on the auction block. So I'm quickly going to take a second, take a look at some of these prices, and once I end up confirming that, we'll move on and kind of continue in the next phase of the method. So I just did a quick scan of my 87 plus cards to make sure that we didn't have any super expensive ones that we don't put in the sets, and I actually ended up finding 3 cards that we probably shouldn't be adding to the sets. The first one is this Andrew Whitworth, an 89 overall, selling at 15,000 coins is pretty expensive, a little bit out of the ordinary, so we're going to be selling him on the block for that 15,000 coins. Obviously, for the sake of the video right now, I'm just keeping all the cards in my item binder so that I can make it clear to you how much value we have at the end of the video. But we also found this Brashad Perryman selling at around 20,000 coins. I'd assume that's because he's pretty valuable for a Team of the Week set, so we're definitely not going to want to sell him. And I also kind of knew when I pulled it that this Tart card was pretty expensive. I believe he goes into a pretty expensive playoff set, and he's selling for around 20,000 coins as well. So we're not going to include any of those players in our upgrade sets. And now what we're going to start doing is kind of the fun part. We're going to start going through and we're going to start completing some of these exchange sets with the players that we have right now. So we're going to start it off with the lowest overall exchange set, and that's going to be adding our 87 to 88 overall cards into this set right here. We know that we don't have any actually expensive 87 to 88s that we need to not add, so we can basically add any of these players right here. We're going to start it off at the very bottom, and we actually have quite a few of these cards to add in, so I'm probably going to catch you guys once I put all my players into these sets. So we actually have 6 of these packs to open up right here. Hopefully we can get a couple of decent pulls. I didn't include the Brashad Perryman, of course, because he was expensive. He was actually an 88 overall player, and let's see what we can get. We're starting it off with a 90 overall free agency card. We could have gotten that out of our last pack, so we are opening up those free agency ones, and that would have been good, but we'll take it out of this. I don't think that's going to be selling for too much. We're also going to get an 89 overall Laken Tomlinson. Ideally, you want to get a card that goes into a power-up, kind of like the Whitworth. This looks like we're going to get a 90 theme builder Deontay Harris, my guy from the Saints. You love to see that. Next up, we're going to be getting another theme builder card. It's going to be a punter Michael Pilardi. Let's see if we can get out of the rest of these. Ideally, you want to get something that's expensive like a Redux. That's what we're looking for. It's a 90 Bryce Callahan. I'm not exactly sure how much that's going to be selling for. Hopefully, it's got some value, and we're ending it off with a playoff player. Tell me it's a Tart. It's a Kyle Van Noy. So again, I'm going to do the exact same process. Going to check the prices of those cards, make sure that none of them are super expensive, and then we're just going to continue the process and kind of just repeat it over and over again. You exchange the cards, make sure that none of them are too pricey, and then continue to exchange and move on with the method. We should be actually pretty profitable off of this method without getting any super crazy pulls. So I'm quickly going to take a look at these prices, make sure none of them are crazy expensive, and then we'll move on to the next phase of the method. So just took a look at the prices quickly. This Lake and Tomlinson card is the only one that's a little bit out of the ordinary. We're going to write him down and make sure we don't include him in the next exchange roll, and we're going to sell him at the end of the video, and we're going to be able to get 17k for that. The rest of the cards we're selling all for about 10,000 coins or under, so I'm happy to exchange those players. So again, continuing with the process, except now we're going to be adding 89s to 90s into this set right here. It requires 3 89 to 90s. We need to make sure not to include any of our expensive cards. That's very important, and we're just going to be adding some of the pulls that we did end up getting. Of course, we can't be including, like I said, the expensive pulls that we had written down, so that includes the Jaqueski Tart and the Andrew Whitworth, but we're going to be adding all these other cards to the sets, and I'll catch you guys again, like usual, once I've added these players to the sets, and we'll do this roll really quickly. So we only have 3 of these packs to open up. Obviously, as you continue through the method, you're going to start to get less and less packs, but these packs can be very lucrative because there's some really expensive 91 to 92s that go into power-ups. It's a draft player, it's a 92 Justin, and I'm not sure how to say that last name. Draft cards are decently expensive right now, so we'll have to take a look at the price of that card. Next up, we're going to get a legend or an ultimate legend. It's going to be Jan Standard, 91 overall. Okay, that could have a bit of value. I'm actually decently stoked to see how much that's going to be going for. And finally, we get a Big X, 91 overall Von Miller. That could be decently expensive as well because Von's got a high card. So I'm going to take a look at the prices of these cards really quickly. I'm probably just going to sell off these 91s because we actually didn't have any 91s that we pulled from the method, so we're not going to be able to add any 91s to the higher overall exchange set. There's one final exchange set you guys can do, but based on how my pulls were looking, I'm not really thinking we're probably going to do that. So firstly, we have this Justin, not sure how to say his last name, selling at 25,000 coins, so we'll obviously sell that card off. We also have the Jan Standard 91 who's selling for 20,000 coins as well. And then finally, we have the Von Miller 91. Let's see how much that's going to be going for, and then we will tally up all of our pulls. Von's only going for 15k, a little bit disappointing, but let's tally up all the value that we have in here and see how much we're able to profit off of not even a crazy good pull. And at this point, you would only have to sell about 30 cards in your item binder. Of course, if you were going to do the method again, you wouldn't sell any of those 84 or 83s because you can save them for the Combine Conqueror token method, which we got this strength token from. So let me add up everything we have in the binder, and I'll be able to see how much we're able to make off of this. So I just did the math, and off of the Von Miller, the Jan, the Justin, not sure how to say his last name, the Lakin Tomlinson, the Andrew Whitworth down here, as well as the Jaqueski Tart and the Brashad Perryman, all of those cards alone, when you combine all the numbers up, sell for 132,000 coins. So we're already making back our initial investment, and we have all the other pulls as well. So we had 52,000 coins in value from our 85 to 86s that were in here. We also had an additional 12,000 coins of value from those 84s, and then we can also sell the strength token for 10,000 coins. So I'm going to add up all the value, and we'll see how much profit we were able to make off of not even that good of a roll. So our total amount that we ended up making was about 210,000 coins off of all of these cards in my binder, so we end up profiting about 80,000 coins off of this method. Definitely a very effective one. I hope I explained it as well as possible, but essentially what you're going to want to do is 80 to 84s go into that Combine set, and then with the Combine player, you're going to want to put it in the Combine Tokerer set, and you're going to just quick sell that token for 10,000 coins. Next up, your 85 to 86s are going to be sold on the auction house. You're also going to sell any of your expensive 87 plus pulls, so we ended up finding the Andrew Whitworth as well as these two cards down here, the Jaqueski Tart and the Brashad Perryman, that we didn't want to sell. And then with anything that wasn't super expensive, you're going to put it into the exchange set. You're firstly going to exchange your 87 to 88s to get an 89 to a 90. When you get any pulls from that, if they're expensive like the Lake and Tomlinson, you're going to sell them on the block. If they're not that expensive, you put them into the upgrade set for a 91 to 92, and then once you get to that point, you're basically just selling everything, and you should have all the most expensive cards in your binder. And all of these cards right here, all of these pulls are going to add up to 207,000 coins, which is going to profit us 80,000 coins, because again, if you guys remember correctly, the amount we spent on trading was 120k. So that was method number 2. I know it might have been a little bit long, but let's hop into the final method really quickly of today's video. Now, this final method is a really simple one, but it is pretty fun. I want to give a shout out to my guy Source on Discord for sending me this, and essentially what you're going to want to do is you guys are going to want to hop onto your alternate account, and you're going to want to firstly complete the Randall McDaniel solo challenge, and you're going to do that solo challenge. It is the Ultimate Legend one. You're going to go to Ultimate Legends, go to release number 11. You're going to play the Randall McDaniel solo, and once you end up completing that solo challenge, you're going to sell the power up for 30,000 coins on the auction block. Now, once you've sold the power up for 30k, that's going to give you enough enough coins to open up this Rookie Premier Pack. And in this Rookie Premier Pack, if you guys did not know, the Rookie Premier card that you pull is actually going to sell for more than the pack actually costs. So anything we pull other than the Rookie Premier is all profit. That means the 90 Marvin Harrison we just pulled, the 84 Larry Allen, and the 81 Marcus Allen are all going to be profitable cards. All I have to do is sell this card up on the auction block right now. He's selling for 27k. We throw him up on the block. It'll sell really, really quickly. And once the card sells, you can open up another pack. And basically everything that you pull out of this is going to be all profit. As you guys can see, the card already sold. It's that quick. So you guys can just go over and over again, continuing to open up these packs, making a profit off of literally every single one. It's free to open these up. Anything you pull other than the Rookie Premier card, like I said, is going to be all profit. We pull a 90 Brian Burns. That's going to be sellable, and that's going to give us a pretty solid profit. I'm not going to go through all these because the video is already getting pretty long. I'll probably cut it off in just a second. We'll open up one more pack, and then once you guys have opened up these packs, you've made your profit. All you're going to really want to do once you have done that is you're going to transfer over the coins from your side account to your main account. I've talked about that in the past. It's a pretty simple process. As you can see, our card is already selling. It's 500 coins less than the pack cost. Okay, wow, that's not very much at all. But essentially, as you guys have seen, we were able to pull two 90s out of the pack. We'll see how much those are selling for in just a second, just to see how much we profit off of this in literally 1 minute. But you guys can open up all 20 of these packs, making a profit off of literally every single one you guys open. Now, I hope you guys have enjoyed the method in today's video. These were some really, really easy ones. We don't get much out of this. We get an 80 and an 82, so that is too bad. But if you guys have enjoyed the video and you have enjoyed the coin making methods in the past, I'd really appreciate it if you leave a like. That is the best way to support the channel. But all the growth recently has been absolutely amazing. Let's quickly take a look and see how much profit we're going to be able to make off of this method. We'll head into our binder. Let's just quickly see how much those two 90s we pulled were, because essentially every single card we pull out of this is all profit. Really easy method right here, really effective as well. So we'll take a look at the Brian Burns. He's currently selling for a price of around 10k, so that's just 10k of pure profit right here. And then the Marvin Harrison as well is going to be selling for a price of 22k, so that's about 30k of profit in just a couple of seconds. Really easy methods in today's video. I hope you guys have enjoyed them, and until next time, fellas, I'm out. Have a great rest of your day. Peace.